This is TV Party Time. I'm Michael,
I'm David.
and today we're reviewing A Quiet Place, Part 2, or A Quieter Place. As usual, spoilers ahead.
The Inception bass.
Yeah, yeah. I think Skrillex created that noise from the Transformer movies.
Yeah, I
Like,
can see that.
Everybody still.
And now
that
everybody
movie
uses
started
it.
that. Started that low. It's thoroughly used throughout this movie.
Yeah.
All right. Quiet Place released last weekend, right?
I thought it was, like end of May 20 something?
Yeah,
24th?
May 28th.
28th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So last weekend.
Yeah, but it actually premiered March 20th of last year, 2020, because it's been done
It kept
forever.
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out last year.
Mhm.
And then what, like
COVID.
August?
Yeah, something like that. And then COVID pushed it back.
It just kept on pushing and pushing because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this movie's definitely, I think, theater experience movie versus at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you want to get in that setting where everybody, like, just needs to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Not because at home you could not being able to talk and not being able to make that sound adds so much to the movie.
Except at the Alamo, when the tensest part, you hear someone scraping their fucking plates with the goddamn fork.
Or in our case, last night we had our server that would walk by and he'd turn eat and squeak his shoes and sound like a squeaky toy. Like most tense plays when or tense scene was like from the little girl, the deaf girl's point of view. He like turns like eat.
Oh,
Like
no,
okay.
ruined forever. All right, so the budget. Do you want to guess the budget on this one?
I think I already saw it. Isn't it like 3 something million?
61 million.
Way off.
Yeah,
way off.
300 million would have been insane.
Maybe I was thinking how much it made. Or maybe that's how much the first one made.
Maybe that's how much the first one made, yeah. But 61 million, man, that's a lot for a horror movie. But you could see why.
Yeah, it's a lot of CGI and sets and
A lot of action.
yeah.
Directed and written by John Krasinski.
And produced by Michael Bay.
Oh.
That's probably why they use the Skrillex bass. Also, The Conjuring 3 outperformed this movie in the box office weekend by $5 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Conjuring made 24 while this made 19 and a half.
But it's at 118 right now worldwide.
Yeah, it's significantly better than The Conjuring.
Yeah, but the opening box office is because I didn't know it was, like you said, you didn't know it was out. I didn't know it was out.
Like I knew it was coming out. And I think it was because it was also released by HBO Max, so I think that had a huge impact on
this
it.
Or Conjuring. I'm talking
This
about this.
Quiet Place too.
Oh, it was on HBO?
I think so.
Oh, well,
Either way, like we can't even tell.
yeah, yeah. Since we're confused about it, I know The Conjuring was HBO Max.
Yes, because that's the first. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on there. That's how I watched it too. No, I guess not on there.
No, I just think it got kind of like a janky marketing going on because I've seen previews for it on ads.
Well, they probably spent most of their marketing budget last year.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, just put out an ad every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's already gonna be hyped about it. We'll let it linger
Mm-hmm.
and keep that hype. I mean, it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the opening sequence. I had another part where I laughed out loud where the bus is coming at them and the creature sticks his arm through the windshield and it looks like the creature's driving the bus.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my fucking god, the creature's driving the bus. That's fucking hilarious. And
really, the summary of this movie is fairly quick because the whole thing is about being slow.
that was my biggest gripe with this movie. It felt too short.
It was an hour and 37 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we're so used to the Snyder cuts.
I think most movies nowadays are
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, this just felt, it felt like it should have been longer. I didn't feel like the story was complete.
Well, the story essentially, without any of the flashbacks, is we have to find this radio signal that's coming from this island.
Which is The Last of Us Part
Is it?
2.
I never played any of them.
Movie is The Last of Us Part 2. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Cillian Murphy, who's
amazing. I'm gonna say this is my favorite thing that he's ever done. Like the fucking growth of the character, like going from that I've never seen another human in months.
Yeah, and
like,
I don't want anything to do with you.
To just slowly
like I'm assuming it's supposed to be like his best friend's family.
Yeah.
Because they keep comparing him to John Krasinski's character.
Because at the baseball game,
he
was there.
Which you assume like, okay, they're the same baseball team. They look like the same kind of guys that hang out.
Yeah, they're bros.
Yeah,
and he's teaching him sign language and stuff.
Which is a callback later in the movie.
It's actually a great callback, by the way.
Yeah,
awesomely done. But
so we'll do a quick summary of it.
Yeah.
So opening scene, baseball game.
It looks like it's in the 70s, but it's not in the 70s.
I think it's just modern. Like a small town feel.
Yeah.
It just shows like the world around you real quick, showing that it's a small, tight knit community. Because John Krasinski's character Lee goes in, gets some groceries and leaves.
Oranges, yeah.
Well, he grabs 4 and then 8 magically appear in the bag.
Yeah.
That threw me off.
Yeah.
But then, like, you see this, or he's watching the news, like a bomb, or they think a bomb went off in China.
Yeah, it was pretty vague.
Or in Shanghai, I think.
Yeah, it was a bomb. Like
they think a bomb went off, but then turns out it's like an asteroid, I guess, which is, I'm assuming what these aliens are on.
Okay.
Or the monsters are aliens, like I'm guessing. And so while they're playing baseball, it shows like that the oldest brother, like he may have like anxiety, or something, and so he just gets super overwhelmed. But then anyway, asteroid comes, they try to escape the first monsters. Obviously everybody's loud, so they find him no problem. They get quiet, and then opening credit, and then goes into
the now.
Picks up immediately after the first movie.
And I kind of had to remember for a minute, like, what the fuck happened? Yeah,
so they're like investigating the burn, collecting supplies, and then this whole time, the deaf sister, signals like some of the other camps with a fire to see who's still alive. They just think, oh, Cillian Murphy's still alive. Can't remember the character's name.
Fuck. Ed.
And then
is it Ed? Jim? It's one of those country normal names.
It is something that I'm gonna have to look up. But
Emmett. That's a country boy name.
Oh yeah. So they go over to Emmett's safe house, essentially. Yeah, it's like in the middle of this
mill, like a iron mill or some shit.
Yeah.
No, he sets up the traps.
Well, yeah, they set off the traps. Yeah. The first the glass, and then the tripwire that drops on the glass causes a lot of noise. They run.
Kid bear trapped.
A fucking bear trap.
Yeah, that was horrible. I was like, oh fuck, that kid's fucking.
Yeah,
forever.
And then he screams really loud. Of course.
Yeah, that kid's screaming the whole fucking movie.
Dude, it was making my ears bleed.
Yeah, that kid was.
It's like the exact opposite of what the deaf girl hears. It's just like this
shrill.
Yeah. So they go there, and then this word you meet Emmett again.
And he's like a ninja, all like face covered, like he doesn't say it, but he says it with his eyes. Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Does that.
And then he tells him like you can't stay here.
Yeah, he's like fuck off.
But yeah, because he hasn't seen another human in months. The ones that he has, they're not the saving kind. And then they listen to the radio for I can't remember exactly why. I think they just put on the headphones. Yeah, to calm him down while he's getting treated for his leg wound.
Throwing vodka on his leg.
Yeah. Oh, in this vault.
Yeah, in the press. What do they call this?
Like incinerator.
Yeah, that cuts off the oxygen. So it can't be an incinerator because there's no airthrow.
But yeah, so it's like this vault that cuts off the oxygen for a certain amount of time. Like you can only be in there.
They didn't really explain it, but you had to catch on because it wasn't like thrown into your face. You had to like really like not really pay attention, but kind of pay attention.
Yeah, because they'd set the stopwatch, and every time it'd go off, they'd get out.
It took me the second time than doing it to figure it out. But.
Yeah, I thought the first time was like that's how long we like until the creatures go away.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And so they hear the song. It's what is it? Across the Sea.
Yeah, Beyond the Sea, some shit.
Beyond the Sea.
Yeah.
By what? Sinatra.
No clue.
I think it's Sinatra.
It's probably Sinatra.
But it's somewhere beyond the sea, and then like, oh, it's a signal, like a hint, which also if you have a fucking radio station, just keep somebody on the radio station the whole time. Just have a DJ the entire time.
Why
like,
make it a puzzle?
say, hey, we're at this island.
Come to the island. There are no creatures.
Yeah, like instead, like, can the creatures understand English or like just have somebody sitting there?
Yeah.
If they're already safe on this island.
Maybe they're elitist snobs and they only want people who are good at solving puzzles to come.
It's like Cicada or something, like
Yeah,
Cicada 3301.
Yeah.
But so the girl thinks she has to go do this to save because that's what her dad would do. So she goes off on her own. And then Cillian Murphy comes back and like, oh, you got to go find her. But she's like, if Lee was here, he would say to go find my daughter. Like, no, if he was here, he would have gone and found her himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so don't try to like
Yeah.
pull this shit. I hated that they kept on like bringing him up and like
Yeah.
trying to guilt him to do
Yeah,
stuff.
they definitely guilted him into a lot of things.
But then she almost gets attacked by a monster. He blows its head off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she does get attacked.
Yeah.
She shoots it,
And
doesn't
this
kill
is-
it, and
yeah.
then he kills it.
Yeah, because no one in that world understands what feedback is, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
What is that sound? I've never heard that before. How are you doing that?
what?
Whoa.
And then and then also like a random thing is like, oh, did you hear anything from your brother? Like, no, not at the base. So his brother's in the military.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's important information for some reason.
They gotta show that he's a survivalist. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, like has
Everyone in
some
the
sort of
military is
Yeah.
a survivalist.
or his brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, she eventually convinces him that it's correct.
Mhm.
Like we should do this, but he just goes off.
Oh, she guilts him 100%.
Yeah.
Like
My dad would do this. Like,
well, it was like
you're not my dad or something. Like
No, she said, remember you said you couldn't do anything?
yeah, now you
before?
can do everything.
Now you can do it.
Yeah. And then she falls asleep and there's no sign on what time of day it is.
Yeah.
She just wakes up at like the exact same time.
Mhm.
And so you don't even know that it was overnight.
There's also another weird scene right there when we're first introduced to the whatever store they're at, and there's all the high heels. placed out
Yeah,
on
that was
top,
interesting.
and all the purses, and I thought, oh man, is this where a serial killer lives, where he's picking up all these women?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And nothing.
No, but
No
then
payoff there at
later
all.
when you meet more humans, it shows that.
Yeah, they're all fucking assholes.
Yeah, and like looked like they were from like the House of the Dead or something.
Yeah, they were all burned.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I think from staying on the water. Not, I don't know,
Maybe it was like part
Eating
of the
humans?
Initiation. Initiation is burning.
but yeah. So they get to the docks. He finds his boat while she's asleep. He comes back when she's crying, and then I found a boat. So they go. Then the mom says, "I have to go get medicine."
Oh yeah, that's
She
also
goes.
another theme of this movie is duality. Every scene, there's always something going on at the same
Yeah.
time, another place, the exact same thing. Like you do it once in a movie, it's
I think they
fine.
did it like 3
They
times.
did it 3 times.
Because it's when they have to go find the boat, and the mom has to go find
The medicine.
the medicine,
Yeah.
and they do it later when
killing
when
the
when the humans capture him
Mhm.
and put like a net with bells on it, and she's about to get raped. That's what it seemed like. Or like they were gonna take advantage of her,
Oh yeah.
which is like super like
Weird.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Like you don't need that in every movie. It doesn't like you don't need to have that in every single movie. Just make it violence.
It was really, it was really tough to know what they were gonna do.
Yeah,
it
you
wasn't clear, but it was rapey for sure.
Yeah, and like every situation doesn't need to have that. I get it. It raises the stakes, but so does like a lot of violence.
Mm-hmm. Just going to say we're gonna eat her. That'd been fine.
Yeah.
Fine in this situation.
Yeah, because they look like cannibals.
Yeah.
And then it's while the boy, he accidentally locked, because the monster attacks, and so he accidentally locks himself in the vault because the towel doesn't shut it.
He goes upstairs to search for who knows what. He's just looking around. Then
And he sees a corpse.
and he's like, "Shit!" And makes a bunch of noise, and of course the monster comes.
And he thought it was, I think it's supposed to say it's Emmett's wife,
It's Emmett's wife, yeah.
which you thought died at the house,
Mm-hmm.
but turns out she didn't. And then, so he's dying from lack of oxygen with the baby,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to take the oxygen from the baby, like go back and forth.
Seemed like it was going on a while.
Yeah.
It seemed like they would have been out of oxygen because it was in the red the whole time.
Yeah, and then the third one is the mom trying to get down there,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to figure out how to get
Lure
this
the monster out. Yeah.
and then she eventually blows him up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is when they eventually make it to the island after killing all these House of the Dead hillbillies,
Mm-hmm.
by putting the bell around his neck and jumping in the water, and monster kill them all.
That was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
That's where they
I think
go
that's
back to the dive.
yeah.
The sign
That's when
language,
he does the dive and tell her to like jump into the water.
Yeah.
He's in the water. They pick her up. They go out to the island.
kind of gave up really easy on that part. Like the lead hillbilly just let him grab him and do stuff. It seemed like he's very passive about it, and not very like crazy hillbilly like they were in the beginning. They were kind of just like, oh shit, all right, I guess this is my time.
Yeah.
Take me, Jesus.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was tied to the pole too. But anyway, then you see the monster floating on the boat, and like, oh yeah, of course he's gonna go to the island. He's gonna float to the island. Spoiler.
Monsters can't swim.
He does. Yeah, he can't swim, but eventually he ends up on this island that has electricity and.
The monsters love boats. That's their
and they're
thing.
super loud and it's all this sort of stuff. And so the monster attacks.
That's gonna be the next movie, the Monster Navy.
Monster
boats. They're on boats now. Okay, yeah, sorry.
But so they monsters on the island. They run to the radio tower, and this is where the third instance happens, where they're trying to sneak into the DJ's booth, while the mom and the kids are. Once again in the vault.
Yeah, well, they got out because they thought the monster was gone, but then
but then he was actually in something that fell.
The water.
Well, there's another monster, I guess.
Yeah, there's another monster somehow, and he's in the little tub, and he comes out.
And then they try to shut it. They can't shut it while while the girl accidentally makes too much noise by opening the door, so the monster sees where she is, and so Emmett sacrifices himself.
His leg.
Which is where he tries to get the monster's attention. Yeah. This is where his character arc kind of ends. Because he's willing to sacrifice himself for this family now, or for everybody. And this is where the monster gets in the vault because they don't shut it in time, and
it's all slashing and shit.
Yeah, and then she eventually gets the implant on the microphone,
and then it goes on the radio.
Then it freaks out the kid, and he's like, "Oh wait!" Pulls it off, and then they kill him.
That's also a really weird scene because the kid has the gun and the girl has the pipe, but the girl
she does an overhead slash
sword, and then it goes through
and then pulls it out after.
Yeah, that was very like what just happened?
Yeah,
is that like did she get super strength?
Yeah, I don't know. And then so how does it end? I think
that's it. That's where it ends right there. She pulls the pipe out and that's it. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't even show them meeting back up or.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This movie just feels too short. It just ends too quickly.
Yeah.
What is going on? Is Emmett in the family now? Is he the new daddy? What is going on?
Yeah, I could appreciate them not wrapping it up too long, showing too much, but I expected something else.
Yeah,
that was the end.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit more, but.
Like you said, the three or duality and all that, it was good in one. Doing it I think the best one was probably the second time they did it, when it was the three different ones.
Yeah, that one was definitely the best one.
Just because it builds up anticipation threefold. But yeah, overdoing it's okay, just hurry up.
Yeah.
Just get to the end of it. I don't care anymore. Come on.
Yeah, that's one of my negatives. The other negative is the dialogue is really, really cheesy and hokey. And I was want to puke sometimes. Just how over dramatic it was.
Yeah, my biggest complaint was how they kept on comparing him to Lee.
Yeah.
It's no, you got to understand. We're in. Also, he also asks one of the guys on the island how long has it been? And his answer is more or less well, I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to say something else completely different. And he's no, I legitimately don't know how long I've been trapped. Can you please tell me? I need to know. What's that actor? He's in a bunch of things.
He's got the name.
Jimon Hunson or Hunso?
Yeah.
Please tell me how to pronounce it.
I think it's Damon. Jamon.
Either way.
Fucking no, we're Americans here. We live in Texas.
Yeah.
We don't read much. Well, I don't read much because,
I just can't read.
Yeah. Can't pronounce this guy's name.
Oh, it's a French name.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. I really liked him in Blood Diamond.
It looks like it's Damon Unsu.
That sounds about right. Yeah, anyway, he's great in it.
Yeah.
Well, he just dies immediately. His acting is really bad.
Well, his thing is I'm this fucking hero that's drawing the monster away from this village so everybody can be free. And then he gets up and he's like, wait, the monster's not here. I need to go back. Dies.
Yeah, it's like, really, that's the best way you could have killed him off. Also, in this movie, the only black guy in town was a cop. In the flashback.
Was
Yeah, like the only.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was
and he pulls up to Lee like
Yeah,
Lee's like the mayor of this town
Yeah.
or something. Like, why does everybody know Lee?
Because he wrote the movie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But that was the first jump scare too. It's
Yeah.
like this monster just attacks him.
Yeah, every single jump scare got me in this movie. Every one of them.
I think the last one that got me, man, it was like halfway through or something. Because after that, it just became too obvious, and they were just doing too many jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
Like one right after the other. They didn't let it build up that much anymore.
Yeah, I just let myself go. I was like, all right, I'm gonna allow this. Let him in.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the experience.
Yeah. Another thing I really like about this movie, the camera work. I love the camera work. I thought it was all the one long takes.
Oh man, actually going back to the cop scene, they tried to hide a camera cut when they're getting to the car or into the truck and showing them, but then you could see it change lens as he gets out of the car.
Oh yeah.
And the angle of it and all that, I was like, oh, like it jolted me because I could blatantly see that it was a different angle and it was a different field of view, basically. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, they just tried to hide a camera cut right there.
I just like the overall cinematography.
Yeah, it was still really good.
The lighting was really good in the dark scenes because it was all shot on a soundstage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it all looked really good, and it was just like, I don't know, it was really corny, but the sound, like, compared to the first one, was kind of not as necessary. Even though it was there, it wasn't like as important for me watching it. Just the daughter scenes, that's really where it mattered the most. And how many times are you gonna tell someone to shh when they know these fucking monsters hear everything?
Yeah.
Like, do they really need to be pointed? Only person that didn't do it was Jamon and his kid. He was the only one that didn't do it. But in the background, you saw Emmett doing it.
Yeah,
But those are the only people.
Yeah, as the door shut, like,
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah, everybody knows. If they don't know this by now, they should be
Yeah.
dead.
We don't know how long, but yeah, we know. I think one of the weird things too is this just proves that you don't need to be barefoot.
Yeah. Emmett wasn't barefoot.
Mm-mm.
And he was fine, and all the kids' fucking foot's bleeding and shit.
Yeah, just put on shoes, man.
Yeah.
But I guess they couldn't have gotten in that time. But then the other thing is they didn't really do anything new to the monsters besides making humans monsters.
Mm-hmm. And they barely did that.
They barely showed them. And like there could have been... I think I would have wanted more human on human thing. Like a quiet fight would have been cool.
Oh, yeah. Of like a flashback to when it first started John Krasinski fighting. I wanted more John Krasinski because he's such a lovable guy.
Yeah.
And he was so great in that scene that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And if we would have got a little bit, like another flashback of him fighting like some raiders or some shit when they first came out and no one spoke about it again.
Yeah.
Like it was like this unwritten, untalkable thing they did.
Yeah, like he killed a person. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
what just happened?
Yeah, something like that would have been just like amazing.
Yeah, because then he could have shown how people have changed overall.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're trying to raid like what's supposed to be their friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been like a quiet fight.
Yeah, just like, yeah, that'd been really cool. Yeah, man.
Like both sides obviously know the monsters are attracted by noise, and so if they're trying to stab each other,
or cover their mouths while they're punching them or something.
Yeah, like do something, because most fight scenes are fast paced, and you hear like oof, oof, like you hear all those noises, and like so trying to do a quiet fight scene I think would have been really cool.
Yeah,
and like trying like while you're fighting each other, you're trying to not knock each other into things.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like so you push him and he's falling down
and so like grab him before he falls into a table full of glass or something like that.
Punch him some more.
I think that would have been pretty cool to do with either him or with Emmett.
Yeah.
Like with against the humans or something.
Yeah, John. We'll write the next one for you. No, that's a lie.
The quietest place.
Yeah, the quietest place. We got the quiet place, a quieter place, and the quietest place. And then the fourth one, an even quieter place.
I was gonna say the fourth one should just be called what?
Yeah, in space.
In space.
Yeah. That's how you gotta end. Every movie franchise, you either got to go in space or go back in time.
That's true.
The end of every
That's true.
franchise.
When you run out of ideas, just go before you had ideas.
Yep. Yeah, I think I actually really like this movie. Actually, I didn't love it, but I really liked it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not something like, oh, you got to go see this movie. It's more like, yeah, go see it.
I'm not in like with you, but I like you.
Yeah. They didn't do any, if they would have had the quiet fight, that'd been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of the same things they did in the last movie. They didn't really challenge themselves, it seemed.
No, it was just a continuation of the story.
Yeah. But he did it good. He did it well.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it could have been better.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because that fight would have added 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a nice length.
Or even showed progression throughout or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too short, cheesy dialogue, and too much dueling scenes. Those are my negatives.
Not enough. Yeah, I'd say that plus no. Did you say no new feature to the film basically?
No, you can throw that in there.
So I think there should have been something new to the film, like a new with a monster or quiet fight scene or just shown more of the humans. Yeah. Because it would have brought a new aspect into the movie.
Yeah.
That you're not already used to.
Yeah, sometimes I would like to see, while I was watching the movie, I was thinking this, oh man, what if there was some crazy guy who was the hunter of the monsters, where he figured out how to kill, he created he did the feedback. He figured that out early, and he would just run up on them and stab them. And just be well, they're pretty easy to kill once you get used to it. And he's just this deranged maniac.
Maybe that'll be the third one.
Yeah. Where do you think the safest place would have been during this whole thing?
Oh man.
I would say a recording studio.
Yeah.
They're all soundproof.
I was gonna say yeah. That, or what's that? The world's quietest place that's in Montana or Minnesota or something like that.
Anywhere with soundproofing. They have those
it's negative decibel.
Oh, or a what do they call it? Those tanks, float tanks. Those
the
deprivation tanks,
sensory deprivation tanks.
Yeah, just hiding those forever until you get waterlogged.
I mean, I think they were in the right places, just somewhere underground.
Yeah, a bunker. Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're a normal person and this randomly happened, I think if you're in a recording studio, I think you'd be kind of the people that live.
Yeah, because even then, if you need to get out, you can cause a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
Because you have all that.
The gear.
Yeah, you have everything to make that accessible and make all the noise you can, give all the feedback you can, or just be really quiet.
Yeah. So I think the survivors of that apocalypse would have been the sound engineers.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't know because they don't leave the sound booth, though.
Monsters invaded the world. What the hell are you talking about? We're recording an album in here.
Shh,
quiet. Here. Yeah, quiet.
Do another take. I'm getting feedback in the mic.
This fucking guy ruined it. Oh god, now there's some asshole banging on the door.
Yeah.
What do you want? Oh, no, it's a monster. Ah.
All right. Roll it again. Come on.
Jim's dead.
Yeah.
Fucking.
All right, so I'm gonna rate this one.
All right.
We'll do a 10-point scale. I'm gonna give it 7 bells on a net out of 10.
I'm gonna give it 7 bus driving monsters out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
we got the same review.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd recommend watching it.
Definitely recommend it in a theater. Well, or headphones. Theater headphones.
Yeah, something that kind of makes it a little bit more immersive than just watching it on a TV.
Yeah, don't watch it on TV with other people. Don't probably go somewhere where they avoid selling food. So you won't hear the scraping.
Yeah.